going on, guys? Thomas XSL here, and today we're going to be making a simple t-shirt in GIMP. If you haven't downloaded GIMP yet, check the GIMP episode of Into SL, and that will show you where to go to download GIMP, and as well it'll show you where to go get the Chip Midnight avatar templates for making clothes. The templates just give us a guide of where everything is on the SL Avatar body. So we're going to go ahead and jump into GIMP and get started. Our folder, which has our master templates from the Chip Midnight templates, and I have them in a folder labeled textures. So we'll drag and drop those, wait a little bit, there we go, and they come up. And then we're going to start by going to the magnifying tool, and I just left clicked up here in this corner, left click, hold and drag to get a little closer view. And we'll start off by clicking layer, new layer, make sure the transparency is selected, and we'll click on that layer. We always want to make sure we click new layer first, so we're not drawing on the background and then we don't have, then our shirts got all this in with that layer, and just it wouldn't be good. It would be really messed up, and we'd have all these lines and all this other texture on our clothes if we didn't make a new layer. So always make sure to make a new layer. And we're going to go to the bucket fill tool here and left click to fill, and we're going to go to opacity, and we're going to turn it down to about 47. Then we're going to click our free select tool, and we'll start with the back of the neck because that'll be easy. And we just left click one dot, just left click and release, and then go to the S2 line right here, left click like so, and we just kind of left click around for the back of the neckline, following the lines that are already on the template, and go up and across, and our last click is going to join the loop. There we go, and we're going to just hit the delete key, which deletes that. And for the front, we're going to go to the same right here, to these same lines. This is S2, that's S2, there's S1, and there's S1. So we're going to select just a little above them, and the same. There we go. So we're cutting out the necklines to begin with, and let's see, down here we're going to follow the just above the A6 and A5 line right here. We're just going to go like here, and I'm just following the little guideline that's already there. Come down to just above the A5, and well, and sometimes that happens too. It'll glitch out. You just click back to where you can go to select none when that happens. That is frustrating when it loops like that. Sometimes it just acts stupid sometimes, and it'll glitch like that where it'll make a loop where you didn't actually intend to loop it. Also, if that ever happens, just remember to hit select and select none. Just kind of going around the hands, looped back. Delete key on the keyboard. There we go. Now we're going to go to select none again. This takes away those marching lines, ant lines. It takes away those things. Click on the eraser tool. Set your eraser. Well, your eraser is always going to be defaulted to this size, or mine is at least still. I'm going to go with something. I'll go with the biggest one. But with the scale, you can always fine tune the size. And we're just going to come up here and we're just going to erase that final. There's a final thin line right there that we missed. So you just erase it like so, and you won't have no funny lines around your neck once your shirt's made. And the same thing with the hands. Go around the fingers, erasing all the red. Now later on, when we're making clothes, instead of just making these single color shirts, I'm gonna teach you how to throw patterns and work with layers like that, where we could have like a band of like leopard print or whatever for like a woman's shirt. Click back on the layers, and then you can set your opacity to 100% and kind of take a look at it. Make sure there's no accidental erase lines where there shouldn't be any. Take it back, the opacity down, and hit layer, new layer. Make sure transparency is selected and hit OK. And then click on new layer, and then click on your colors to bring up your color palette. And we're gonna go with a darker red than we have. Maybe not that dark. There we go. Click OK, and now we have that color. Go to the pencil tool, and since we had the biggest dot selected, now go ahead and select the smallest dot. And clicking our layers and ensuring that we're on the new layer 1, we're just going to turn that down a little bit. I'm scaling mine to about a 2.2. That's about good. And then you can just mark a line like that, and a couple lines down here like so. Maybe one right there, and a few across the back. And if you want, you could do the sleeves as well. This is the shoulder of the sleeve. This is like under where your armpit is. But I'm not going to worry about the sleeves. I'll just worry about the main body of the shirt. And now go to this hand, or this hand pointing a finger, and that's the smudge tool. And for that one size, we're actually going to go up. We're going to make that one bigger, a little bit bigger. That's good. And then we just kind of left click and drag, and you can see that smearing the lines that we put in. Start from the center and just work your way out. Careful not to go too far past over here, or when you wear the shirt, you're gonna have this weird crease that just suddenly stops halfway around your body. Because this all right here, this is actually like going to the side of your body right here, even though it looks flat and it looks just like part of your stomach. And we just left click and release, and just left click again and smudge, and keep smudging like that. And see what we're actually working on. I'll just wink this out. See, so that's the layer That's the layer with our wrinkles, the creases we're putting in. And just left clicking and smudging. If you made a crease too thick, you can click anywhere around the crease, left click and then pull in, and that will pull in some clear. You see it kind of tones down the crease. Hit Control Z to go back over any, if you make any mistakes, you can hit Control Z, or you can go to Edit and then Undo Smudge, and that'll undo the smudge. I'm gonna click our shirt back. I know it's a little hard to see because we got a red smudge and our shirt's red, but there we go. And when it looks good, you just click on your shirt layer and raise the opacity to 100%, and there we go. Click on our wrinkle layer and we can kind of fine tune some of the wrinkles. You could trim on some of the edges and make the edges a little sharper, or the ends rather, the ends of them a little sharper. And this is making system clothes. It's not making the bulky mesh outfits. This is system clothes. Now, you will need to have a little bit of money in your account because it is going to be 10 lindens to upload this as a texture. So when you're done, you just make sure to click the eye on your background and take the background away, so you're not wearing all those other lines that's in the background. You don't want to be wearing that. You just want to be wearing the shirt. So you take away your background, hit File, and then you go to Save As and save your image. So since my background, which initiated this shirt build or this shirt making, since that texture was already in my textures, that's where this is going to be, unless you pick another folder. But now this is really key when you're saving. I'm going to go like this and just hit red t-shirt and then dot, and you either want to save it as TGA or you can save it as PNG. PNG or TGA, what those mean is that this, let's save it real quick. Save, okay. It's going to say PGN plugin can't handle layers. It's okay. Make sure merge visible layers is checked and hit export and then save. Now it's saved. Now what was I talking? Oh, the TGA and PNG files at the end, the extensions, I guess you'd say, the file extensions, that makes it that all these gray checkerboard is going to be read as transparent base. So when you bring it into SL, it's just going to look clear. You're not going to see, I mean, it's going to have this checkerboard, but it's going to be clear. It's not going to, if you save it as a JPEG, your shirt will, all this clear area is going to be white. And then when you try and wear it, your arm is going to be covered in the white spaces where it's supposed to be clear. So always save your clothing templates as, or clothing textures as either .tga or .png. Never .jpeg. So now we're going to go into world and we just click the background. Oh, and if you click X to X out, it will go to a blank canvas and it won't shut down the whole program. So now we're going to you can either hit Control and then the U, or you can come up to File and it says Upload Image 10 lindens. There we go. I have to adjust my viewer, so you go here, File, and you hit Upload Image or Control U. Bulk mesh creation, which that sounds and textures are always 10 lindens, but to upload a bulk item, it depends on like what you're bringing in and how many vertices or how many faces it has, and it gets kind of technical. So here we go, red t-shirt right here. I hit open, and there you see all the spaces are clear, or they're checkerboard, which represents clear. And if you move them around, it actually kind of looks like the checkerboards stay still. Is a kind of a weird illusion. I don't know if y'all can see it, but and then you can hit temporary free. I'm not sure how long it lasts if you hit that, but we just hit upload. You get to upload, and there we go. So now you can X that out. Go into inventory. There's red shirt. So I'm going to go to worn items, and now we're going to actually turn this into a shirt. Oh, I'm wearing a jacket. Okay, well, I'll just take that off. Take off the shirt collar. I'm going to expand my folders and see, am I wearing any shirts? Okay, no, I'm not. Okay, so now I'm going to right click on myself and hit appearance, and I'm going to go into the pose, and I'm going to click on close shirt. Shirt, create new shirt. Would you like to automatically wear the clothing item you create? Yes, and it's going to go to a default white, and it's going to take you into your clothing folder automatically where it says new shirt worn. So all you got to do is, for your fabric, you just left click on fabric, and you can either type it in the bar right here, or you can drag and drop it, but it might be safer to go ahead and type it in. That way there's no doubt. I mean, it's not gonna, sometimes my mouse acts silly and I'll drop a texture. So if you don't trust your mouse, just come over here and type it in, hit red shirt, hit select. Oh, and it also gives you the UUID, which is the alphanumeric code for your shirt. And you just hit select. And sleeve length, you don't really have to worry about that because it's short sleeve. Shirt bottom, make sure that's at 100%. It looks funny down here, but that's because our jeans are at kind of low riding. If the waist of our jeans was brought up all the way, we wouldn't be showing our goodie trail. And collar front, always go for 100% on the collar, just to make sure that front and back matches. There we go. And here you can play with the looseness or tightness of a shirt. You can have it kind of bulky, or it's kind of playing off the mesh of that the avatar is made out of. We'll leave ours tight. Tight sleeves. This isn't really going to show. Well, it kind of shows. It kind of moves right here, but this is mostly for making big, like, bell-bottom cuffs for your sleeves. And then shirt wrinkles, that has actually, I think it's been broken for more than a decade. So if you do more or less, it doesn't really do anything, but it's better to leave it at less, or actually it's better to leave it at 0, just in case they ever do get around to fixing that. You won't, suddenly all your clothes won't be all stricken with these ugly wrinkles. And you just hit, okay, you're going to hit save as, and you can say new shirt, or you can name it. Oh, hit OK. So now we got this little midriff thing going on. So to fix that, what we're going to do is go back to Gimp. we're going to go into our bottoms layers, and then we're going to go to our red shirt and just layer that over. Now we're going to hit layer, make a new layer, and let's see, we need the picker, color picker. Click on the red shirt, pick the color red, eyeball that out, click on new layer, and now we're going to hit brush, and what we're going to do is we're going to select, we're on eraser. How do we get on eraser? We're going to hit brush, make the brush a little big, and then we're just going to make a big red swatch like that. Whoops. If you go into the foot like I just did, you can always just erase that. And we're going to hit the magnify tool, get on the waistband here, and we're going to hit, I'm going to reset it back to zoom out, and I'm going to go to layers on that path, layers, take this layer and turn the opacity down to about 48 or somewhere in the 40s. Then I'm going to hit the free select tool, and then picking, I'm just going to pick on this line right here. I'm going to start at the front. Remember, your pants layers is going to be, the templates are going to have your body opposite of what the shirt, did it again. It's going to be opposite of what the shirt template's going to be. Remember, the shirt template had the front here and then the back here. This one's front here and back here. I'm not sure why they did that, but really important when you're making bikinis that you don't have the what's supposed to be the slit for the thong rear going on the front. You don't want any mix-ups like that. And my mouse is being a punk. I'm going to go from this side then. You can also left click, drag, and then you just kind of draw, but when you get to the end, make sure that you exit out on that line and delete. You want these, well, your lines from left to right don't only have to match, but this line has to match up with this line, and this line over here must match up with the far line, or else your clothing is going to appear like stacked on the sides, and it's going to look real crazy. And we can just kind of draw across the back and exit out on that same line that matches this other side to make it all perfect. And delete, select none, go back to your eraser tool and just get any red here. I'm just left clicking and dragging to make sure there's going to be no red anywhere but where we want it at, and the rest of it looks good. I'm going to wink out the body and bring down the opacity. Bring up the opacity. I'm going to bring in the solidness. Let's just say that. So there we go. Just kind of trim on that. Alright. Let me just go into File, Save As. And you could go down here and select red t-shirt, click on that, and then right here, right after red shirt, just before the dot, you can put bottom, saying that's the bottom of the shirt. export and save. Go to here, Control U. Now to where the bottom, and there it is, red. Oh, the mouse is always acting like a butt. There we go. Red shirt bottom. Click that, open, and upload. Now, before mesh came on scene, you had to. They had all types of layers for these system clothes, and they would have a jacket layer for the shirt, and they might have a layer that was just a t-shirt layer like we made here, and then the red shirt bottom would be either be on a was it on an underwear? It would be on an underwear layer for if you wanted to wear it tucked in to your pants. But now with the introduction of mesh, we can actually layer these system clothes. So for here, what we're going to actually do is go to appearance. Now we can make let's see, we can do two things. We can do pants, which, let's see, if we just go to pants, I think it's going to tell us we can't modify. Oh, it does say we can modify, but we don't want to mess up these pants. So what I'm going to actually do, sorry, things are going to get rated R here, but I'm going to go ahead and, okay, I'm going to take off my pants. Okay, and my naked butt is going to hit appearance and pants. Alright, create new pants. Would you like to automatically wear this new pants? Yep. But our pants is going to be red t-shirt bottom. Click it, hit select, and pants link, you can leave that alone. The waist height is what you want that at 100. So you can see it matches up with our t-shirt layer, and looks like the correct bottom of the pants. And then what we're going to do is, let's see, tight pants, loose pants, tight cuffs. We don't need to worry about any of that. And hit save as, and new pants, save, okay, inventory. Now what we're going to do is, it always makes a new layer first, like new pants. This is just going to be the white pants that we ended up not doing anything with, and this is the new white shirt that they defaulted us. So we're getting rid of that. Go to rename. I'm just put in red t-shirt, and you could put, whoops, you could put top, and then right click, rename on the bottom, and then you could put red t-shirt, and you could change the name to whatever you want, but just important that you know that this other layer, this pants layer, is the bottom of your shirt. Alright, now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a much easier method now of, not easier method, but probably a more convenient way to make this. And real quickly, I'm going to put back on my pants. Where's my, was it that? It wasn't that. Yeah, it was these. Add to worn. So they used to have to make all these clothing layers for clothing before mesh, because you couldn't wear 2 pants layers or 2 shirts layers. Now you can, so now it's like it's a lot easier. But so now what we're gonna do to fix the shirt and make it a little more convenient to wear is we're gonna turn it into a jacket layer. So go to Appearance, and we're gonna click on Jacket and create new jacket. Yes, we want to wear it right away. Now here it has upper fabric and lower fabric. Oh, and then on the pants and shirt layer too, it has color and tint. So if you make a white shirt, you could end up copying that shirt and then making each one a different color. So that's a good way to save money. You spend just 10 lindens one time on uploading the white shirt or white bikini or whatever, and then you make copies of the white one and then color them different colors in your inventory. So here we're going to go upper fabric, and the jacket's always going to be default just open, but we're going to close it. We can close it, it's no problem. Upper fabric, choose your lower fabric, which was red t-shirt. Bottom, and now the shirt is all together in one piece. Sleeve length, we're not going to worry about it because 80 on the sleeve length is down almost in the forearm section, so it's well past our short sleeves. Jacket length, you can play with that one and see. I think at about 80 it's good. Collar front, we're going to go up to 100 just to make sure we have the full collar. Sometimes it won't have the full collar. And 100 on the rear collar back, and then open front. Here we go, and we're just going to go to 100 and close it up. See it all. So you can make jackets. I mean, you can make like an open. We can make this red shirt like a button-up shirt that's open. So that's something cool you can do. Well, we're going to close ours, and the wrinkles, of course, that thing's busted. So there's no. You can just keep it at 0. There's no sense in messing with the wrinkles button. So now our shirt it's all in one piece in a jacket layer, which will make it more convenient than going to find the t-shirt layer and then put on the pants layers. So the jacket layer is going to automatically go over your pants anyways. But if you want the shirt tucked in, then you could do it where it's a pants layer and you wear it under your pants, or you can select the shirt bottom to be an underpants layer, which is made basically the same way as the pants layer. It'll be worn under. If you put on pants, automatically it'll be worn under the pants. So we just hit save as, and here we're just gonna left click and drag, black that in, and put red t-shirt. You can put full red t-shirt full, and then it's like it sums up the top and bottoms. Save, hit OK, and there we go. And with the wrinkles, and you can get more detailed and play around with the wrinkles. I mean, our wrinkles are a little rough looking. I mean, compared to like how fancy these pants are, these pant wrinkles are, and they've added in the rips. And you see where you can see my skin. That's actually that alpha. It's that transparency. So if you were to put these, if you were to take the template and put them in GIMP, you would see where the rip in the knee is. That would be all see-through. And later on, we're gonna play around with messing with transparencies in shirts. We're gonna make a wet T-shirt and show how we can mess with the transparency and some of the brushes. But so for right now, this is Thomas XSL saying make your daddy proud, and hit that like and subscribe button like you mean it. If you have any questions about GIMP, let me know in the comments below, and if I'm unable to answer them, I will find somebody to help me answer your question. So this is Thomas XSL from the Hillside for Rent. What sim am I in? Bona? In the Bona sim. Oh, and I want to see what y'all make for y'all shirts and y'all's clothing. I'd be really interested to see that. And until the next video, take care. Red Shirt Wednesdays. Oh, damn. It's already Thursday. Disregard.